Oh boy, chat. Do I have a good show for you today? A lot of things happened on Twitter. It was actually a busy day, which is not really great because I wanted to be productive. And when you're constantly on Twitter, you can't be productive. But being on Twitter is also part of my job, being a influencer. In order to influence you guys, I gotta use social media. Oh, there's like a goal now. Make super chat more fun with a goal. Pick a goal. 10 super chats. Choose a super chat color that counts. Set a timer. I'm not going to set a goal for my super chats because I'll end up being disappointed. This is horrible. Why would I set a goal? And it's done in such a stupid way. Like, for those of you who don't know what I'm talking about, they added behind the scene a new menu. I'll show you. Apparently it's this, right? So make super chat more fun with a goal, and you can select the number of super chats. But then you get like people giving you like $2 or $1. You know, it's not bad. But take into account that YouTube takes half, the Romanian government takes half, everyone takes half, and then you're like you got $2 and you actually end up with like 10 cents, which is still good. It's still a super chat, but they should have actually like if they wanted to do this, they should have put like a sum. You know, it's like $20 or $50 or something like that. See, like how charitable I am. I don't even have like grand ambitions. I don't go like $200, and $50 is okay. But yeah, no, this menu is new. It didn't exist before, and I just noticed it. Let's see what happens. Actually, I'll try 10 super chats. Let's see what happens. All the colors. Oh, you get to select. Okay, I see what's going on here. You know what, let's see if I can get one red. So, Magneta and high. Let's see if I can do this. I'm just testing the system. Don't mind it. Huh? Did it appear? Like, is there anything happening? Start the goal. Oh, I need to set a timer. 1 hour. Okay. I'll be on time next stream. Let's try this. All right. The goal has started. Anyway, right. I was talking about something interesting. I was on Twitter today, and I managed to upset both groups of people. I upset Christians, right-wingers, because I'm actually having fun with the anime girl from the Vatican. Like, for those of you who don't know, the Vatican has released an anime girl. I'm not kidding. This is not a joke. This is true. Like, if you haven't watched my main channel, hold on. We got a picture. I need to show you a picture. So, I have fun with this. A lot of shit posting with this. As you can see, tensions are high on Twitter, to the point where, and this is something that I noticed, is between denominations. First of all, like, almost everyone talks about Christianity now. Like, I have never seen so many people talking about Christianity. So, like, if the purpose was to get people talking about Christianity with this, great success. But what's interesting is that you notice Catholics absolutely love it. I don't know why. But, like, most Catholics, they like the anime girls. And they have anime PFPs. Like, this is what I noticed. You go on Twitter, and you notice that a lot of Catholics, they have anime PFPs. But then you have the Protestants, and the Protestants absolutely despise the anime. They absolutely hate it. This is like, and let me give you an example. By the way, Mexicans don't count, because I know, like, a lot of Mexicans are Catholic, but, like, when they go on Twitter, they speak in Mexican. So, I don't know what they do. I can't interact with them. But look at this, right? So, this is from a Christian Discord server. Just so you can understand the outrage. I don't know who this person is, but, like, apparently it's a famous content creator. I hereby make a decree. I've wanted to do this for years. Anime is officially banned on the server in response to the Vatican pandering to young online trads by having a weird anime mascot. Jesus, it's weird. I anticipate a huge wave of anime used for LARPing and degeneracy. As Matt Walsh said, anime simply feels evil and demonic, even if you can't really explain logically why it is. Luckily, I own this server, so I can make the rules based on my own personal instincts. Those who post anime or refuse to change anime PFPs will be timed out. This isn't ban-worthy, but you will still be somewhat enforced. So I'm so glad that John Calvin didn't approve of anime. So like what I noticed is that the Vatican is looking at the numbers, and they're absolutely right. Young people move away from Christianity. So the Vatican is like, how can we reach these kids? Like we need to do anything at this point. Like we need something to get them interested, to at least like acknowledging that Christianity exists. So they come up with this anime girl, which apparently is going to be in a comic book or something, and they're going to try to have Bible teachings and stuff, right? And the Vatican is like, okay, well, this is how we can appeal to the young generation, and you have the Christian people on Discord being like, no fun allowed, no, ban, no fun allowed, no, haram. There is no fun. There is only suffering. Only suffering. Only through suffering can we reach purity. No fun. Okay. By the way, a lot of young people don't really like this, but there were individuals in the chat that I saw. It's like, well, I guess this is how you can teach young people about the dangers of Christianity, right? Because for those of you who don't know, if you grew up back in the day, religious people were pretty much like social justice activists. They didn't have internet, but they would write concerned citizen letters. So if you had like the word damn in a commercial, if someone insulted someone else in a movie, oh goodness. It's a bad move by the Catholic Church. Man, I don't know what else they can... I mean, look, the Pope is a Marxist. Like, there is absolutely no position that I can see the Democrat Party having that the Pope isn't endorsing, with the exception of abortions, and even then he doesn't condemn them. So at this point, I don't think like they can take any more PR damage because they're already at 0. Anyway, I expected that artists are going to make nasty images of this anime girl, right? Like I expected that Twitter is going to go crazy. I thought that they're going to Rule 24 the living shit out of it, and I was pleasantly surprised to notice that they didn't. Like, I went to some of the Japanese artists that I expected they are going to draw degeneracy, and they just drew wholesomeness. So, look here. Alright, this is some of the pictures that I found. The one that I noticed, it's like, okay, they're not lewding her, which is good, but they are pushing fascism by using her, which is bad, I assume. I don't know, I need to ask the Pope if fascism is good or bad. Like, hey, Pope, what do you think on this, huh? But, yeah, like, this is like the two type of, images that I have seen. Like, really wholesome, or her pushing fascism. Oh, and she's crusading as well. Like, I have seen pictures with her going on crusades. I think this is the most tame that I can show. Right? And there was one that was a little bit lewd. I did find one lewd one. And I thought, like, this is going to be the floodgates because it happened less than 3 hours after the announcement. I think I can show it on YouTube, but before I do that, I can show you a couple more. This one was really interesting. Hold on, I need to make sure that I don't get to show you guys my DM. See, this is why I probably need 2 monitors, eh? This is actually from the presentation. Like, it's a little bit more exaggerated, but yeah, this is from the presentation of the reveal, I guess. And there was like another one. I'm trying to find it. I think, hold on, I think Art showed it. I'm scrolling down a little bit because I think I posted it yesterday. Yeah. Here you go. Um, this one appeared, I think, like 3 hours after the reveal, and I thought that, okay, well, this is what I'm going to see all day today. But fortunately, I did not. Fortunately, it was just this picture. Most of them are AI generated, I think. You know what I realized? It's like they will say when you see like a female character in a video game, like take this out of the equation. When you see a female character in a video game, and it's like a man in a wig, right? But it tries to pass as female. Uh, you will say, well, the left will say, well, what's the problem? Like, women look like this in real life. Like, so what? So what? Like, women can look like men. Why are you upset, you bigot? But they never have, like, women with big tits. Or if you have, like, a woman with big boobs and she just sits there, right? Like, she's not doing anything pornographic. She just has big tits. Because there are women in real life that have big tits, right? Hyper, mega, omega, sexualizing. Interesting. Like, you really can't draw women with big tits anymore. And in this picture, I think, like, the cleavage is the problem, right? Because, like, other than that, like, if you cover the cleavage, like, there's nothing wrong with the picture. Right? Like, she just has big breasts. Like, that's fine. It's a stylistic interpretation. But yeah, so now you can see the type of picture that are floating around on social media. Board Game Geek, the biggest site for board games, banned me for downvoting the Mass Effect board game. Customer phobia is running wild there. I don't know if we can have time to discuss this, but yeah, so Board Game Geek apparently banned all the negative reviews for Mass Effect, which is now a board game that uses pronouns. And everyone that gave a 1 to the game, the reviews have been deleted, but reviews that give 10 out of 10, those remain. At which point, I don't understand the purpose of a review system. It's like, why, like, if you're not interested in what the peasantry thinks, why even allow the peasantry to vote? So yeah, really disturbing anti-consumer practices there. If you go to Legal Minds' Twitter, you can find some spicy signs indicators made by Japanese addresses to foreigners. I saw them, but I don't want to post them on YouTube. So yeah, V, unrelated, what do you think about Firewalk Studios getting shut down? I mean, it was expected. Like, there is no way you can have such a massive, colossal failure and not expect some repercussions from it. God gave her big breasts. Should she be ashamed of God's gift? No. Well, yeah, again, like, just having, like, a woman with big breasts, that's not necessarily... I mean, I remember back in the day when I was growing up and people were very religious. Like, if the woman just happens to have big breasts, then she just happens to have big breasts, right? Like, unless she's dressing up like a stripper, unless she is, like, doing vulgar gestures like twerking, that she just has big breasts. I mean, yeah, it is what it is. The peasantry that must consume. Okay, let me show you something else. So I pissed off a lot of religious people for having fun with this. I was posting the beams on Twitter, and I was like looking at what else is coming up. There's one more. Like, I really love this one. This one is just perfect, describing the on the ground situation. I mean, come on, this is absolutely peak. The thing is, like, this is not the first time the church is actually using anime in order to attract a new generation. When I was a kid, there was this show. It's an anime, you can look it up. It's called The Magic Book. And there is a sequel to The Magic Book. I forgot how it's called. I think it's called The Flying House. But in both of these shows, you have the protagonists, which in The Magic Book, they're actually opening the Bible, and it's magical, and it teleports them within the stories of the Bible. And in The Flying House, they have like this crazy professor that has a time machine, and they're going back into biblical times, and they're experiencing the stories from the biblical times. And one of them, I forgot which one. I think like the Magical Book is with Jesus, and the Flying House is with the Old Testament. But they're Bible stories, basically, for kids. right? They remove a lot of the murder, the sex, the stuff, and it's just like Bible stories for kids. And it's an anime. I don't know if it's made by the Japanese or not, but the art style is so it's like it's not the first time that the church does these things. And I gotta say, like, I actually got into Christianity because of that anime. Since when I was a kid, my parents wouldn't take me to church or anything like that. So it was that anime that actually dragged me into reading more about Christianity. So like it can work, you know, like if you make something fun for kids, they may be attracted to whatever it is you're pushing. All right. Lucy is no false idol. Remove the positive. Oh god. Anyway, look, she doesn't know what's happening. Okay, it's not her fault. People worship her. How long until the church starts selling figurines and other merch? I don't know why people find this controversial. The church sells a lot of stuff. I mean, the church sells a lot of figurines and merch. Like, how do you think the church makes money? Like, you need to pay the priests, right? Like, they're not money printers. They do need to sell merchandise. And apparently it's not going to take long because the church is actually going to participate at the Anime Expo in Japan with this. I'm not kidding. This will happen. Like, the Catholic Church is going to take Lucy and they're going to participate at the next anime convention in Japan. Yeah, I'm going to have a stand. And I'm willing to bet that stand is going to have more people than individuals playing Concord. So... But no, like, a lot of people are dismissing this. But, like, the way I view it is that the left, which is like wokeness, and it's competing with Christianity, is dominating all entertainment, especially kids' entertainment. Like, if you look at many things that Disney is doing, they're very woke. And Disney is very proud of it. And you look at Netflix, you look at other kids' shows, they're woke, right? Like, the woke infiltrated it. So, like, if the church can make stuff for kids that is attracting and wholesome, and is going to make kids interested, good. That's how you win. That like, you need to do that. You need to do that because, again, wokeness is being pushed through entertainment, so you need to make other entertainment that... And by the way, I noticed this with the Japanese, right? A lot of people say in the West that right-wingers can't make entertainment. And there's a reason for that, is because when you make entertainment, like Matt Walsh, most of the entertainment is anti-woke, right? When you look at Japan, they're not making entertainment that's anti-woke. They're making entertainment that's pro-right. Like, it shows why right-wing is wholesome. It shows why right-wing is amazing. I think Naruto does that. A lot of the themes in Naruto, not all of them. Like, there are some themes that I'm pretty sure people would disagree. But, like, a lot of the themes are really strong. Like, the power of friendship, the power of working hard in order to accomplish one's goals, the power of... loving one's nationality, of loving one's village, right? The power of sacrifice. Like, all of these are themes that are in Naruto. They're not themes in order to argue against the woke. They're themes that are showing you that this is what leads to a wholesome life. Like, if you follow these things, you're going to have a wholesome life. But think about it, Dragniv, right? Like compare Naruto with Hazbin Hotel. Or compare Naruto with some Netflix shit. Right? Like, what do we have in Naruto? We have no sex before marriage, right? So, like, Naruto doesn't sleep around until he actually marries the woman of his life and then has kids. He's got 2 kids. He's got the ability of working really hard in order to accomplish his dreams. He's got the importance of trusting your friends and being there for each other. Like there's a lot of right-wing themes that just completely miss in Western entertainment. Like, tell me about the Western show. No, because this is actually an important conversation, right? Dragniv, I want you to tell me of a Western show which came out in the last 4 years that talk about the importance of one's family, that talks about a wholesome relationship between a man and a woman, right? There's no ifs or buts, there's no abuse, no nothing. It's just like they like each other and they get married, right? Like, tell me that. You can't find it outside of anime. I struggle really hard. Like when I grew up, like there were a lot of shows that talked about it, but now there are no shows. In fact, I'm struggling to think of any heteronormative relationship in any show that came out within the last 4 years. Like I'm sure there may be some, but I can't think of any. Like almost anything on TV, like when you have like a heteronormative couple, it's usually like either the guy or the woman cheats, or one of them is abusive, or anything like that. Yeah, and like what is popular right now? You got The Boys, you got the Game of Thrones, House of Dragon, right? The Expanse. When did The Expanse come out? Because I think it's more than 4 years now. Doesn't count. And let me see. Like what did The Expanse had marriage and children? No, it didn't. What are you talking about? No one got married in The Expanse. It's not that it's awful. It's just that they don't want to touch upon these themes. Even in Disney movie, they don't get married anymore to live happily ever after. Did you notice that? So that's what I'm saying. Like, there's a lot more. This is why people like anime. It's wholesome. I mean, like they talk about fan service, and they're really upset. It's like, oh my god, fan service. Like there's right now, Twitter is angry. There's an anime that I don't know what it is, but I've seen clips of it. You have like this tiger attacking a girl, and the girl just pulls off her bikini and flashes the tiger, and the tiger has like blood coming out of its nose and passes out, right? Which is fan service. The purpose of it is comedy in nature, right? Like it's comedic. You're supposed to laugh because you don't expect that. You're expecting the girl will fight him, but like instead of fighting him, she flashes her tits and the tiger just falls unconscious, right? So it's a comedy thing that uses sexuality in order to get the punchline. Of course, Twitter is outraged. Now here's the thing. This is what you get in anime. Now let's look at American TV shows. Random sex for no reason. Like all of a sudden the characters start fucking for no reason. You have big cocks on display. I have seen 3 cocks and a male ass this year alone. I've seen 2 of them in Game of Thrones and 1 of them in The Boys. No, sorry, two of them in The Boys and 1 of them in Game of Thrones. And the ass was in The Acolyte. There's a lot more degeneracy in Western shit. It's just that it's more queer in nature. But for some reason, when it happens in the West, it's fine. But if it's happening in an anime, everyone freaks out, even if it's for a comedic nature. And the thing with anime, in most animes, there's no sex at all. It's usually just like, you get to see a panty, you get to see, like some implied things, like this girl is showing her tits, but you don't get to see the tits because like the framing is from her back. And usually in anime, like Naruto, My Hero Academia, I haven't seen the ending of My Hero Academia, please don't spoil. But like usually it's, they're getting married and they're having kids. So like, I'm sorry, I don't think the West has the moral high ground to bitch about these things. In Japan, there's a lot of competition between mangas, light novels, etc. It's really cool to see how they evolve and inspire each other. Oh, that's interesting. Just because Western shows are slop doesn't mean you have to consume Asian slop. Yes, it means I have to consume Asian slop. I'm sorry, I need to consume something. Like, my life is already quite harsh. I work a lot. I want to relax. And like, what am I going to do? I need to consume something. I've seen most old movies, right? Don't say, oh, you need to watch old shit. I've seen old shit, right? I've seen a lot of old movies. Like, there was a time when I was watching black and white stuff. Like, okay, I need something else. I need to stimulate myself with something. Come on. It's unreasonable. Like, what do you want me to do? Start reading? Fuck off. Anyway. The only sweet baby that V wants in his life is his son. Aww. Well, to be honest, a lot of people will say, well, yes, I love my son. And I do as well, except that it cries a lot. But right now, it's not very interactive. I understand it becomes a lot more interesting after he grows up, like 2 years or so. And then you can play, what do Americans play? Baseball, right? You throw the ball and he catches, yeah. Right now it just cries, and it wants titty, which I cannot offer, so... Still, I do play with him. but it's not as interesting as it's going to be when you can actually read him bedtime stories and shit. So I'm really excited for that. Really hyped for that. But until then, it's I've been reading a lot more older books from before the 900. You know, like if I was to read again, I would probably read Jules Verne. You're doing better than consuming slop. You're actually creating something. Yeah, but I'm creating slop as well. Again, I'm creating something because people kept telling me, if you don't like how female characters look in video games, go make your own. And if you don't like men in wigs, go watch porn. And I'm like, okay, I'll do that. And one of the main reasons that I'm doing it is to show that it can be done. I'm not even kidding now. A lot of people are bitching about video games, and it's like, oh, well, it's difficult to make one. I want to make a video game that's good, that people enjoy, and I want to prove that it can be done. It can be done through crowdfunding. It can be done through hard work. It can be done by using your skill, by getting a couple of people involved. There is absolutely no reason why people can't make something that they want now. I love the Count of Monte Cristo. Super long book. Ugh. Yeah, I can't watch audiobooks. He's creating this game because of his ego. It's not necessarily because of ego. It's not like I've been humiliated or something. It's because it's more like out of spite, I guess. It's to piss people off. Because at the end of the day, you know they're smug and they don't expect that you'll actually create it. Like, they don't expect you to actually go out and make your own when they say that. And it's so satisfying when you tell them, but I am making my own. And you get to see how they implode. And then they say that your game is shit or something. But I don't care. At that point, they lost. Yeah, spite is a very good motivator. And it's not only that. Like, I genuinely want it to be good. And to be honest, I'm not upset that I started doing this because many of the people that I hired were in desperate need for cash, and they were very talented individuals. Which is actually quite sad because I got all the art for the game. We managed to get all the art done. All the assets are done. I still need the voice acting, but now I have to tell the artists, like, well, we're done. Like, there's nothing more. And they were relying on me, especially the animator. Like, the animator is a really good guy. But he's from Spain, and he's looking for work now. And I told him, but I don't have anything else. Like, we're done. Right? And it was the same with my artists. One of them is French. Another one was he's half Japanese. I think he's from Singapore. I may be wrong. And I told him as well. It's like, well, we're done. It's like, I don't. So now I only have the coder and the voice actresses. I need 2 more voice actresses. They will deliver the lines by December. So, yeah. No kidding. You can't watch an audiobook. Oh. Well, you can, actually. You go on YouTube and you can watch the still image. Definitely next year. I don't think I can pull it off this year because the voice actresses are not going to be able to deliver by December. So, I'll see. Hopefully April next year. I don't know. I'll do my best. Like people keep asking, but it's not up to me. I can't get the voice actresses to deliver the line any faster. And once they deliver the line, I have to add it in. And there's I think it's 20,000 words per character. So there's 2 characters, 40,000 words. And I need to clip that and just mix and match the text with the audio. And it's not difficult. It's just time consuming. I'm just one guy. So anyway, Asmongold posted the video on his clip channel. Is it about me? But anyway. Voice actors are also a problem. Yeah, if you work with Japanese people, they're not. When can I say the name of the game? Never. It's not going to be said on YouTube. So you can find it out. Like, if you know who I am and you go on Twitter, you'll find it out. The side scrollers want you on their show. Well, good for them. They haven't reached out. Like, I don't know how to reach out to them either. Anyway. Yeah, Asmongold is back. I know. Man, Asmongold turbo fucked Twitch. I don't know if you guys realize this, but apparently this triggered an event because a lot of people are now, all right, well, hold on a little bit. You're banning Asmongold for shit that Hassad Piker does on a regular basis, and there's other content creators that do worse, and you're not banning them. So now people started looking in to other content creators and started reporting them. Like there was this Muslim lady, and she got reported for saying that she wants American soldiers to get PTSD or something like that. And nothing was done, right? Like the moderation, oh, we looked into it, and no, it's fine. It's fine. So I think like Destiny and someone else, they started. Sneeko contacted the ADL, and the ADL got involved, and now Destiny and someone else is doing a Gamergate operation on Twitch, contacting the advertisers and being like, "Do you stand by this?" Right? Like they have like a number of clips, and apparently like some advertisers were horrified to see their ads next to pro-Palestinian content, would be lightly putting it. No, it goes a little bit beyond that. So yeah, now Twitch is in trouble. Now the reason that I think Twitch is in trouble, and this is what I heard, like take it with a grain of salt, but I heard they outsourced their moderation team to Egypt, which would explain a lot. Like all of a sudden, if this is true, if the moderation team from Twitch is in Egypt, a lot of mysteries just answered themselves. There's no more need for investigation. I already... Twitch is in big trouble now due to Israel stuff. Yeah, no, the thing with the Israel stuff, I find it absolutely fascinating. It's like the most fascinating shit that has happened this year. So... No. He's not using Sarkeesian tactics. Gamergate was using these tactics against advertisers, right? So, like, they would go on Kotaku and they would contact the advertisers and be like, well, look what articles Kotaku are publishing about gamers. And you guys sell graphics card to gamers. Like, do you stand by these articles? The situation is that you cannot say the name of your game about succubuses. Yeah, no, YouTube doesn't allow... the mentioning of adult content, right? So like, okay, I'll follow the rules. But anyway, where was I? Oh yes, they're basically contacting the advertisers. Now, the reason I love this the most is that for the last couple of years, the internet functioned on the principle that the right needs to be suppressed. Like it was repressive tolerance. If you were on Twitter during the Jack Dorsey era, if you are a leftist, you could do anything you wanted. You could get away with absolutely anything. I have seen people dox. I have seen people insult and death threat, like everything you can imagine. Like if you're an actual leftist, you had to go out of your way in order to be a violator. Like you had to really try in order to get suspended. Meanwhile, if you're a right-winger, almost anything would get you banned. Jokes, metaphors, memes. Like, I have seen people get... You know, it's kind of like... If you're on one side, you can drive over people, nothing happens. If you're on the other side, a broken tail light gets you stopped, right? And the left was okay with this. Like, they were okay with the suppression of right-wingers. They would say that private company can do whatever it wants, you know, like this is trust and safety, like getting rid of the bigots is a good thing, blah 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 blah. And now the exact same apparatus is turned against leftists because they're having like their little civil war. And the problem with it is that the foot soldiers of the left, like most of the content creators and most of independent minded people, they're on Team Palestine. Like this is what I noticed. Like most of them are supporting Palestine. Most of the influential content creators like Hassan and many others, unless they happen to be Jewish, like H3, right? Like he's Jewish, so he supports Israel. But usually they and it's very easy to explain why. It's because they're woke, right? So the woke ideology says that the cisgender straight white man forms capitalist systems that are systemically oppressive and they have to be torn down. So they're looking at Israel and what do they see? They see Benjamin Netanyahu, which looks like a cisgender straight white man, and he has a capitalist country, and he's bullying the Palestinians. That's what they see. So they're on Team Palestine, basically. That's why they have like the Palestine flag and all this shit. But the corporations, they're not. The corporations are on the side of Israel because of ADL, because of AIPAC. I mean, look what's happening to Twitch. You know, they try to be on the side of like the content creators and the law, entertain Hassan Piker, but then the ADL steps in, and if they don't change course, they're going to lose all the advertisers. So, not to mention, like, I think Destiny is actually getting a boner from this because he got banned from Twitch and now he can hurt Twitch. Like, I think he's getting a lot of dopamine from what he's doing now. But the interesting thing is that all these leftists that were supporting the platforming, they were supporting the ban of their political opponents, now they're getting banned themselves and they really hate it. And I gotta say, like, it's satisfying to watch. I'm not banning them, you know, I'm not like Sneeko reporting them to the ADL and shit. But I do watch with some level of satisfaction to see the same people that were asking for censorship getting censored. And you guys know me, like every single time some content creator got censored, whether on the left or the right, I spoke out and I try my best to help them because I really hate censorship. I genuinely do, like, especially if it's for stuff that is not harmful, it's not illegal. Someone makes a joke, someone says something. It's like after 12 hours of streaming, you said something that's wrong. It's like, okay, I don't think you should get banned for that. Like, if someone genuinely, like, doesn't believe certain principles and just, like, misspoke, like it happened to Asmongold, it's like, come on. But even I have my limits. Like, if I see, like, to be honest, like, to me, the scum of the earth are the people asking for censorship constantly. I generally dislike them. I do not appreciate what they're doing whatsoever. And when I see them getting banned, there is a level of satisfaction to it. There is, I can't lie. I'm not the one trying to get them banned. Like, I don't go out of my way trying to ban people. But when it happens, I'm happy. I'm happy. I'm looking at it, and it's like, yes. One less censor in the world. Like, that's also an important thing. It's like being a fireman and seeing that an arsonist caught fire. You know, like, you didn't set him on fire. He managed to do it. Like, okay, well. I don't like the fact that Twitch is getting hurt. Oh, it was a Sneeko. It was Aiden Ross. Okay, my bad. Thank you for the correction. Yes, chat. It was Aiden Ross. It wasn't Sneeko. Twitch is a platform that must stand. I don't want Twitch to end up going bankrupt. Those of you who want Twitch ending up going bankrupt, you don't know what you wish for. I have lived through the age of Tumblr going down. I have lived through the age of NeoGAF going down. And what happens is that these places are containment zone for the... They're mental asylums. No, seriously, I'm not kidding. Like, you can clip me on this. Websites like Twitch, websites like NeoGAF, like Tumblr, they are modern-day mental asylums where the patients voluntarily go. They have some of the most mentally ill people on the internet. The way they behave, the way they talk. I mean, for the love of God, Twitch had a person thinking they're a deer. We're not talking about a furry. Like, a furry understands they're human. No. This person thought that they're a deer. And they record themselves saying that they have a lot of power and no one can do anything against them, and a lot of people should be afraid because they were placed in the Trust and Safety Council. That is, like, I'm sorry, that is a level of insanity that doesn't exist on other platforms. As censorious as the other platforms are, like, at least they have some sort of limit. So, this is Twitch, right? Now, what happens is, if you manage to take it down, if the platform manages to stop functioning, all those insane people, all those very difficult to suffer individuals are going to go on YouTube. They're going to come over here. They're going to go on other platforms. Now you may wonder, okay, well, so what? You know, it's like you got some people now, and they're, you know, they used to be on Twitch, and now they're not going to integrate. You get the Twitch refugees, and the Twitch refugees demand Sharia. Like, they're going to try and ask that YouTube be catered to them. I seen them do this to Kick. There was this e-girl. She was quite big, and she started streaming on Kick. And obviously, like Kick has its own culture, for better or for worse. Like, people do channel raids, they use slurs, because it's Kick, right? And they go on her channel and they talk shit. And she immediately, like, files a complaint and gets the streamer banned. They bring their culture with them. Like, the normal thing to do would be to talk shit back or to raid his channel with your thing. Like, she even had, like, a bigger following. But this is what happens, right? If they come on YouTube, the first thing they'll be like, how can we allow this? How can we allow that? Why is it that people can say shit in the chat and the streamer doesn't get banned for it? Because that's what you get on Twitch. If I were to start a channel on Twitch, I have to moderate the chat. Like, I would actually have to read everything you guys say, and if anyone says something disparaging or evil, I would have to ban you. I don't have to do this on YouTube. On YouTube, if you say shit, you're responsible for the stuff you say, which seems pretty normal to me. Like, it's how things should be. But on Twitch, it's different. So, my point is, if Twitch ever goes down, if it ever happens that it's not financially profitable anymore, all those people are going to come on this platform, and you're going to see the culture of YouTube change for the worse. So, don't wish that Twitch goes under. I hope that Destiny is unsuccessful in taking out Twitch's advertisers. Yeah, you're going to get pronouns enforced that you never heard of if Twitch comes here. YouTube was already attacked. I saw the New York Times with Media Matters. Yes, apparently they still exist. They were attacking Ben Shapiro, the Hodge twins, and many others a couple of days before the elections. Very interesting. And this is because... Let me see if I can find the article so I can tell you what they were saying. Oh yeah, it's because of misgendering and dead naming. And chat, you're not going to believe, but this is horrible. This is about Matt Walsh. He dead named people, including a minor. Like, what is he thinking? Even dead naming adults and practicing the forbidden arts of necromancy is beyond the pale. But, like, dead naming minors? Is this who we are, chat? How can we allow? So, the New York Times was basically saying this 1 week before the election. So, they're attacking YouTube, saying that YouTube is promoting an anti-transgender sentiment, they call it. Transphobia. Yeah, Matt Walsh was so afraid of trans people, he learned necromancy. Am I a patron of white light? No. For Ben Shapiro, it's about election misinfo? No. It's election misinfo and transphobia. I think, like, all of them committed the sinful act of transmophobismus. Right, let's talk about Dragon Age. So, like, one of the reasons that I got in trouble today from the right was because I was supporting, I was sharing memes of the Vatican anime girl. But I also got shit from the left because I was shitting really hard on Dragon Age Vanguard. I would be banned in second in Twitch chat. You and me too, buddy. You and me too. So I just want to show you Dragon Age Vanguard. It's a very beautiful game. And apparently you're not supposed to say anything negative on it, because if you say anything negative on it, you're going to get the ire of the left. Which seem to have claimed this as their own, and they do not enjoy hearing that other people do not like this absolutely beautiful masterpiece. I'm pretty sure that 10 years from now, people will still play this game. It's just like sublime. So let me just find the picture. Ah, here we go. And there's actually one more. Where the hell is it? Ah. Here we go. So, if you thought that Concord is woke, I got news for you, chat. Take a long, hard look in it, kid. It'll always show the face of a hero who can get it done. And if you choose I'm Getting There, establishes transgender identity and unlocks new dialogue options for future conversations. Like, when I saw this, I was like, there's no way this is in the game. It is. This is from the IGN review. I only clicked on this because I was curious to see how much IGN was going to lie to my face, not because I was curious about the game. And you get to see the subtitle. As a non-binary person myself, Velgard includes some of the most authentic blah blah blah. This is my favorite one. And no, seriously, I genuinely wonder. Like, I wish I had more leftist friends. I do have leftist friends, but not this left. And I want to know if this is how a dinner table between leftists actually goes. Non-binary, I just said, and I'm going to use they instead of she from now on. Is this how they assert dominance at the table? So I also like to watch her facial expression, like showing the gravitas. Like, they're talking about religion now. It's like a sacred moment. Like, she's just waiting for him to say something wrong. There is another one which also, like, this is the peak one. Like, okay, so everything you've seen up till now is nothing compared to what's going to happen. You can say that scars are lesson learned, or that my scars are badges of honor, or that these scars are sexy. And at this point, I'm like, okay, this is a fetish, isn't it? Because it makes absolutely no sense. Why would you want to role play as not a real woman? This is what I don't get. Like, when you're in the character editor, you can play, in most games, up until 2020, you can play as a male or a female. So if you're a transgender person in real life, you can actually play as whatever you identify as, right? Why would you want to play as the opposite gender that identifies as something? Like it doesn't make sense to me. And I asked some of my trans friends, and it doesn't make sense to them either, but, like, we didn't go to gender studies, right? We didn't get educated ourselves. I'm sure it makes sense somehow. These scars are sexy, right? So, I think that this game is shit. And it's not because it looks cringe. There are several reasons why I believe that this game is filled with shittiness. First of all, they do not give the game for people they don't trust to review. Like, there are some really popular content creators out there that review RPGs. And they're not even talking against woke shit, but they kind of call it how it is. And they're not getting copies, chat. Which is a bad sign. Like, let's say that I don't care about any of this. You know, let's say that I smash the escape button. Let's say that I genuinely don't care about any of the wokeness. You know, finding lib shit ideology in my medieval dark fantasy game. It's like, okay. I mean, it's California. Fine. Whatever. But the gameplay must be bad if they're not giving the early reviews to people. And then all of the media are having the same talking point. One of the things that they all repeat, like, just pick any review of this game you want. You know, go to Kotaku, go to any publication, pick a review, and do control find, and search for BioWare is returning to form. Every single one is using this expression. It's like a return to form for BioWare. How likely is it that if I was to play the game and review it, and if Arch was to play the game and review it, and if Mahler and Rags were to play the game and review it, how likely is it that all four of us would use the same expression? It's also a weird one, return to form. It's not really uncommon, but it's not something that you would say, right? Return to form. So that is like the alarm signs. Now, from what I understand, talking with behind the scenes with other content creators, the combat is indeed bad. Everything is simplified and streamlined, and you jump all over the place. It's nothing like Baldur's Gate. It's nothing like the old Dragon Age. And the dialogue is... Okay, let's not talk about the wokeness and just focus on the dialogue itself. it sounds insanely patronizing, and it's almost like it's dialogue written for 5-year-olds. Like, there's a scene where you have the necromancer and the dragon lady, and I can't show it to you because these fuckers are now copyright striking channels that show this. But those who follow me on Twitter probably saw it. And the player is basically telling the dragon lady that's a dragon slayer is like, oh, who doesn't like dragons? Everyone likes dragons. And the mage doesn't like dragons. So now they're having like this standoff, which is like really weird and contrived. It's almost like she never met anyone that doesn't share her hobbies in her entire life. And the main character can try and appease both of them. And he's like, yeah, but like the mage, he does magic. And you don't understand magic, right? And she's like, no, I don't. And the mage is like, so you don't understand dragons, do you? And it's like, no, I don't. Well, because he knows magic and she likes dragons, maybe you both can share and you can, oh my god. It's like, dude, really? Like, is this the dialogue? Like, holy fuck, you should. And they talk like people from California, dude. It's my fucking god. It's like having Kamala Harris within the game talk to you. No, seriously, just stop insulting ChatGPT. ChatGPT had nothing to do with this game. If this game was made by ChatGPT, you'd actually have good dialogue. I mean, not great dialogue, but it would be still better than this shit. Yeah, it's literally like kindergarten dialogue. Like, it's just, like to me, it's scary because like I'm thinking a human being that has the right to vote wrote that. The problem is, I think the game may sell. Now, why will it sell? Well, it's because it's Dragon Age, right? Like, this is what they're banking on. This is why they took the title rather than create something new. Because when they create something new, you get a Concord or a Dustborn where only 10 people play it. So they have to constantly hijack shit. And usually with these games, they sell based on the previous titles. So, you know, people who like Dragon Age 3 are probably going to be like, oh, well, we're going to play this one. Or people that like the previous Dragon Age, they will say, well, I didn't really like 3, but it's been a while. Maybe they get their shit together. There may be refunding, though. Although, like, if people play it more than 2 hours, then they can't refund it. But it's really bad, chat. It's really, really bad. It's just, wow. Yeah, awful dialogue. The gameplay, from what I heard, is very streamlined, very simplified. You have, like, 3 buttons. You know, stuff pops up, press button. It doesn't have anything going for it. And even worse, right? You know, in Baldur's Gate, like, your decisions matter. So, for instance, like in Act 2, you can choose to save the Angel Lady, you can choose to let the Angel Lady die, you can choose to pretend that you want to ally with the bad guy, or you can just go in and attack. Like there's a lot of ways that you can tackle the game. Apparently in this one, there isn't. And worse than that, you can't be mean to people. Like, there were reviewers that played the game and they told me, like, dude, you cannot be mean to people. It's like, what do you mean? Well, it's kind of like every single interaction, every single dialogue, it just doesn't branch out. It's like, you can either be nice to people, or you can be a little bit more stern, but still nice, or you can be funny and nice. But you can't be a dick to anyone. Like, even your characters, like in the previous BioWare games, I think in all of them except for Anthem, you could actually be a dick to your companions. And in some situation, they would leave you, or you would lose reputation with them, or they would unlock different skills. I think in Dragon Age 2 was like that. Like, if you really pissed them off, it would change the dynamic. Like, you could create frenemies, and they would be your companions, but they really hated you, and it would unlock a different skill than if they liked you. And it was cool. You can't do that here. There's no renegade option yet. And this is like what I pointed out about the inclusivity. This is what I hate. And this is why Baldur's Gate got it right. Like, in Baldur's Gate, you can kill any NPC you want. If an NPC pisses you off, you can kill it. In the beginning, like, they have a really strong social justice theme. It's like, these refugees are being hunted by goblins, and they seek shelter with the druids. And they have, like, this interesting plot line where a kid tries to steal an ancient druid artifact, and one of the druids tries to get the kid killed. Anyway, it's like social justice porn, right? Because it's like, oh, well, isn't this like in America? Isn't this like Trump's wall? Isn't this... The cool thing about it is that you can side with the refugees, you can side with the druids, or you can kill both. Like, the game allows you complete freedom. You can do whatever you want. And this is why the game is good. Meanwhile, in Dragon Age, if someone says that they're non-binary, you can't be a dick to them. Right? Like in Baldur's Gate 2, not the third one, but the second. If you wanted to be an asshole, you could be an asshole to anyone. Like, it allowed you to role-play a character. In this one, like, no, you can't be an asshole. You can't be a renegade. And this is, like, the problem with inclusivity. It's like, whenever they have, like, a diverse character, you can't be a dick to them. You gotta be respectful. You can't roleplay in Fallout 4 either. Yeah, no, I actually know why. There was a publication back in the day. It was called Gamma Sutra. And Gamma Sutra wasn't a publication for the gamers. It was actually a publication for game developers. And oh my god, I'll show you something else that was posted to me. But basically they had this article which stated that you shouldn't allow gamers freedom. Right? Like, don't allow them choice because they choose to be bigots. So, like, look at this dialogue, chat. Just look at it. I don't even know what the fuck is going on, but you'd have to kill me. And one of the thing is, oof. And not to mention, like, you got 3 choices. And chances are, if you choose that you want to kill him, you probably can't. Maybe you can, who knows. But if it's just 3 choices, like in Baldur's Gate, you had like 6, right? If it's just 3 choices, and one of them is, there's gotta be another way, so you don't want to kill him. Oof, so you don't want to kill him. Like, 2 of them are already the same choice. It's just like, do you want the funny line, or do you want the serious line? Or if it's necessary. Like, you don't even have attack or anything like that. Well, that's awkward. He's fun, you're never fun. It's like it's written for a kindergarten. Oof, as a dialogue choice. Okay. So, as I was saying, you know, is it a sexuality to identify as non-binary? And I'm actually going to make a video about this, because I think I'm up to something. I think I'm up to something, chat. Maybe it's cringe, maybe it's not, I don't know. But I find it funny, and if I find it funny, goddammit, I'll use it. It pisses the left a lot, because it uses their ideology. It's not contradictory to their ideology, that's the thing. If you look at the LGBT flag, like, you already have black and brown, so, like, it doesn't have to be an actual sexuality to be on a flag. But the interesting thing is that it actually gets me hard. Not buying these games, right? Like, choosing not to spend my money, and then imagining the face of the game journalists and the game developers and the HR lady who thinks they're entitled to my cash and they're not going to get it. And then when I go on Twitter and I say that I'm not buying the game, and I see the anger from the opposition. I'm sorry to say this, chat, but it gets me hard. It does. It turns me on. Like, not buying this AAA slop turns me on. So therefore, it must be a sexuality. And if it's a sexuality, maybe I was born that way. I can't change it. It is what it is. Like, telling these people that I'm not buying their game, it turns me on. Makes me hard. You can actually see, like, I can watch pornography on YouTube without getting banned because I don't have to show anything explicit. All I need to do is to get, like, a lady, like, give a super chat to a VTuber or something to do some ASMR and tell me about a story about how Billy was on Steam that night and he saw Dragonac Vanguard and he clicked do not buy. He moved away from that. That turns me on. It gives me a I don't know why. It's like it's a fetish. It's gotta be. So yeah, I think it's a sexuality. I think I need a flag. I think I'm being mistreated because a lot of people are hating me for this new fetish. Like if I go on Twitter and I tell them that I don't want to buy the game, they get really upset. The thing is, I'm not even joking. I'm not kidding. Like it's becoming like, look, they removed all heteronormativity from video games. There's nothing in entertainment now, unless you're queer or unless you're a woman. Then you got a lot of shit. You know, as I mentioned, I saw 3 dicks this year. I saw 2 in The Boys, 1 in Game of Thrones, and then I saw a big fat ass in clips from The Acolyte. People wanted to share it with me. I don't know why. But yeah. I am non-binary. And the thing is, like, according to their ideology, you definitely are, because gender is an infinite spectrum. And this is how I identify. Glad you decided to come out as non-binary. Yes, Chris, it's true though. Like, again, I am not making fun of it. I'm not making light of it. It is a sexuality. I got a raging boycott. It's not even that, right? Because, like, boycott would imply that you care. But the games are becoming so trash that I'm not even interested in getting them. And I notice a lot of people are like that. There was a guy that's like, oh, I'll buy 10 copies and give you one. And someone else said, if you do that, I'll set it afire and I'll piss on its ashes. And I generally believe that the guy would do it. Because it's getting to the point where games are so bad, they're just not fun. You know, like in the beginning, when this whole shit happened, it's like, let me think about a progenitor. Okay, Mass Defect Andromeda. Alright, Mass Defect Andromeda comes out. And if you're boycotting, you're like, well, I feel like I'm missing out, because Mass Effect 3 was good. I want to see where they're going with the story. And the story was absolute garbage and shit and trash tier, but at least, you know, the shooting was fun. Like, I can tell you this, you know, like in Mass Defect Andromeda, the shooting wasn't that bad. Right? So you had, like, some level of immersion with the shooting and shit. Same with Dragon Age 3. Like, the game was pretty bad, but at least it was a grind fest. But, like, some of the characters weren't that cringe. I mean, you had that elf chick, which was cringe as fuck. But, like, other than that, yeah, it's still like a game. Like, you still enjoy the combat sequences. So, you felt like you were missing out if you weren't playing. But now, I genuinely do not feel like I'm missing out. It's like, missing out on what? On Concord? On Forspoken? Like, I can see the gameplay. It looks trash. It looks garbage. That game was a buggy mess. Yeah, but they patched it. So. Anyway. I tried so hard to like the elf chick. The elf chick was, like, designed to be unlikable. I think it was, like, a Tumblr type of lady. And everything about her was, like, designed so that you don't like it. If you don't remember the elf chick... Let me see if I can find it. My god, like, there's mods to make her look somewhat appealing. Dragon Age 3 Tumblr elf. Let's see if this works. I keep getting Solus. I don't want Solus. Dragon Age 3 elf archer. Yeah, you guys should thank Google. It's not showing what I want, so I can't really scar your retina with the absolutely awful character design. But she was not just designed to be ugly. Like, she was on purpose made aesthetically unappealing, but her personality was rotten as well. Like, she was absolutely. Oh, I found it. She was absolutely unappealing, chat. Like everything about her, everything from mannerisms to speech to like her moral compass. This was one of the progenitor characters for wokeness. Like Sarah was her name, yeah. The only thing that was going for her is that she had boobs. Like and by this I mean like she was still feminine, right? Because like they haven't reached the point where um they remove masculinity from characters. But this is how she looked like, right? So like at least she looks feminine, right? Like she's got a petite body, she's got breasts, she's got like right? She's not like a man in a wig, but the face, my god, the face. And it was also the way she talked. Good God. Like I remember seeing this and I was thinking, wow, this character is so bad. They're never going to make one like this. Like it's probably the most unpopular character, and it was. Even to this day, like people remember this. They're like, well, that's a really bad character design. But looking back and seeing like what other awful characters we got, I'm like, you know what? At least she was somewhat feminine. Like at least she was no Abby. At least she had like some feminine features, basically. And you can fix her with the mod, so yeah. She even had proof she was wrong about the elves and then went into complete denial. She like the main problem with these characters is that when you play a woke game, almost always you go by something that most humans have since birth. And I don't know why this is, but like as a kid, you think that ugly is evil, beautiful is good. Do you guys remember that? Like that was like they struggled really hard when I was a kid, when I was a teenager, to deconstruct that from your thinking. Like when you're a kid, you generally think, okay, if it's an ugly person, it's probably a bad person. If it's a beautiful person, it's probably a good person. That's what most teenagers think, right? And it's from storytellings as well. It's like Prince Charming, like he looks beautiful, and the Wicked Witch looks ugly, right? When you play a woke game, always is the same. Always is the same. Like if you play a woke game, the ugly characters are toxic as fuck. Like the uglier a character is, the more evil they are. I don't know why. But it's just the way they write these games. I mean, look at The Last of Us. Abby, horrible person. Completely. I mean, she's sadistic, right? Ellie also looks bad. Also horrible person. And then you have Dina. Dina doesn't look bad. She's not a bad person. They're like seriously, this is how they write these things. Every single fucking time. It's like, you see the uglier the character, the more evil they are. And they do this subconsciously. They don't even realize they're doing it. So many streamers rage quit when they were forced to play Abby. Man, the whole game, I swear to God, I don't even know. You know, there used to be a time when you would play a game or you would hear a story and you would go like, okay, so what is the moral of this? Like, what were they trying to convey? And usually, like, they have a moral. I don't know what the moral of The Last of Us 2 is. Because, like, the story is like this. You have Abby. She goes and she kills Joel in one of the most sadistic ways imaginable, right? Like it's not that she's just killing him. No, she wants to torture him. Like when you go there, it's winter outside, right? And Abby is shirtless. Like she had to take her shirt off because she was sweating from getting hot by beating this man with a stick, with a golf club. And this is the man that saved her life, by the way, but whatever. And then for no reason, she saves Ellie. Like she doesn't want to kill Ellie. She leaves Ellie alone. All right. And then Ellie goes and kills all of the friends from Abby. And then Abby goes and tries to kill Ellie but fails. And then Ellie goes to kill Abby. And she finds Abby, and Abby is taken by frat boys apparently. And she finds Abby, but like she doesn't want to kill her. And I'm like, what the fuck is the story with this guy? Like, what is the purpose? What exactly is going on? What, you know? But like for some reason, every single leftist loves this game. At least the game developers, they consider this game a success. And the reason it's a success is because the gameplay isn't bad. The gameplay with the crafting and the stealth mechanics is actually quite good. But the story is Jesus fucking Christ. The original Last of Us is a great game, yeah. Anyway, chat. I guess I didn't reach my goal. See, I told you if I said it, I'll be disappointed. Now I'm jealous of YouTube. Not jealous, sorry. Spiteful. Spiteful of YouTube. Puts me things that are making me envious. Anyway, I'll see you